This episode of the Real Talks podcast is brought to you thanks to the Taylor Public House. Right on the doorstep of Madison Square Garden, the Taylor Public House is the perfect place to connect with family or friends before taking in a concert or sports event. The Taylor is known for its warm welcome, classy ambiance, and comfort food. It has 2 floors, 3 bars, and 2 private event spaces for parties and gatherings. Be sure to stop by and experience the Taylor Public House for yourself, located in the heart of Midtown Manhattan on the corner of 35th Street and 8th Avenue. Check out thetaylornyc.com for more information.
Just a quick reminder that we've partnered with Connemara Marble for a Spock Prize contest. Thanks to their support, we'll be giving away the popular Triscale pendant, an intricate silver and green Connemara marble necklace. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to our newsletter for free at realtalks.news and follow us on Instagram at HeyRealTalks. That's it, then you'll be entered to win. We're also proud to have partnered with Irish Central this season and have loved seeing our work on their website and newsletter. Please head to irishcentral.com each week to check out their features on our episodes and much more. Thanks for listening.
Hi everyone, Real Talks producer Mary Kate here. We're so grateful to have comedian Emman Idama on the podcast today, and before we get started, I wanted to issue a trigger warning for the episode. Emman is a brilliant comic, and we discuss his comedy career throughout the episode. We also talk about more difficult parts of Emman's life, including the abuse he lived through as a child and times he thought about or attempted to die by suicide. We'll include resources in our show notes and newsletter. In Ireland, Samaritans Ireland is a 24/7 helpline that can be reached at 116-123 for free, day or night. If you're listening in the US, help is available by dialing 988. As always, please take care when listening to the episode, and thank you again to Emman for his honesty in sharing his story.
Hello there. Welcome to the Real Talks podcast. I'm Alan O'Mara, an author, speaker, and mental performance coach with sports teams in the US and Ireland. We originated this podcast in County Cavan, Ireland, where I'm from, and are coming to you this season from New York City now, where I'm based. In this season of the Real Talks podcast, I'm joined by producer Mary Kate Boylan, who's going to jump in whenever we need some words of wisdom. We're also diving into meaningful conversations with authentic people from art, music, sport, and life. Today, we're recording at Stella and Fly, a coffee shop and wine bar on New York's Upper East Side, so you may hear some clinking glasses and coffee pours in the background. We even had a dog bark a little while ago. With that, I'm so happy to be joined by this week's guest, Emman Idama. Emman is a Nigerian Irish comedian and a rising star on the comedy scene. Emman MCs at InStitch's Comedy Club in Dublin and has been seen on Comedy Central. He's won Hot Press Irish Comedian of the Year twice, nonetheless, and was a Chortle Comedy Finalist in 2019. He co-hosts the Acting the Maggot podcast. We're sitting down today in person while he's in New York for his US debut, which was a sold-out headline show at New York City's Dead Rabbit, which Mary Kate and I were very lucky enough to witness and experience. Welcome to the Real Talks podcast.
Hey, that was so professional, man. Oh my God. You should see Acting the Maggot podcast. I was like, oh God, this is good. I'm going back to my lads, turn it around, okay? That is very good. I was impressed, okay, because that's classy, man. And again, like you were there reading, I was like, oh my God, he could read, because dyslexia. So I'm just like, I have dyslexia, by the way. So I was just like, oh my God, you're so formal. I like it. But thank you for having me here, man. Thank you.
No, thanks so much for joining us. Now that's my formal part of me out of the way. I know. Like today's conversation, man, like I'm really, really looking forward to having it. I'm so happy you're able to fit us into your schedule and to have this time together. And I know it's been a really, really busy, guts of a week for you. I suppose I'll start off with like, how has your experience of New York City been, and then also building up to doing your like first headline show here in New York?
It was kind of a like big culture shock for me. It was a culture shock because like I've never been to like the States, and like the only thing I see is just like the news and the TV and all this drama, and I'm like, I've never been. So like literally, all I had was like so much stuff in my head, as in so much craziness. I was like, oh my God, I'm so scared. And then so then I was doing like my my visa, and A lot of people were saying to me, hey man, they're going to put you in the room and they're going to be like, "Ugh." And I'm like, I don't like lying. I was like, I'll be so scared. I'll be telling them stuff that I didn't do. And then I went through like passport control. What you guys call it TSA, we call it passport control. So I went through there, right, and I saw like this big American. It was so big, and it was like, and it was so firm. I was like, and he like, and he was talking to me like in a real like formal, no smile, and like, I'm in there with a big grin on my face, with a back like, I'm going to New York to see shit. I said that to him. He's like, to see what? I was like, the tower, you know, the fucking lady with the sign. And she was like, I was like, yeah. And it was like, are you sure? I was like, yeah. And I'm like, this is my first time going. I'm happy. And he was just looking at me like, who is this guy? Like I was like, okay. And then started to do like my fingerprints and my fingerprints. And literally, I was sweating. But I was smiling. I was so nervous. I was scared. Like it's like my fingerprint will be in there, handprint, eyes, and I'm like, I've never done that before. So I'm just like, because I have to open my eyes. Like, do I open my eyes even wider? Can I just like, is this enough eyes you need to see? I did all that, and he was like, okay, go in. I was like, okay, and I sat there. And like, this is amazing. I was just fun. It was fun, and then I landed at like JFK. Yeah, JFK Airport, and it's a different vibe to like Irish airports or like or the European airports because once you land and then you get off the plane and you walk through the arm that like links the plane, you are just there. You're there. You're outside. It's like there's no outside bagging area. I was like, oh, this is a different ball game over here. And they were like, yeah. I was like, okay. And I found my way in there, and it's fun. It's been fun. It was a fun first day. It was very like Creed at Disneyland for me. Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. I was in there with my phone, like a proper like tourist that I hate in Dublin. That like with the phone. I'm like, ah.
Did you bring your selfie stick?
Oh, well, yeah. I was like, this is the people that I hate. I'm one of them. I understand.
It's so like even as I listen to you talk there, I'm thinking like obviously like you clearly had a lot of excitement and a lot of like energy in terms of wanting to come here and to experience this and to do this, and like was getting here in particular to perform from a comedy perspective, like is that something you've wanted to do for a while? Was just like an opportunity you've been hoping for or looking to come along?
For a long time there was like the States you want to be for comedy. You just want to be there for comedy because there's like clubs, because one, right, it's a bigger market from like Ireland or from the UK or from Australia. It's just the biggest market for like stand-up comedy, and like there's so much opportunities and like to grow if you are like so dedicated and if you're a hard worker and if you're ready to like work and just hustle. And I do that in Dublin, and it's like I'm hustling so much, and it was like, Emma, you work too hard. I'm like, but like Dublin is such a small market. Not even Dublin, but the whole of Ireland is such a small market that like that most comedians like dream is to like be here and just do gigs, and because there's just so much, and then you build your fan base a lot, and like there is like, okay, just because in the States there is like so many people, so you can find like your audience. You can always find your audience because there's so many people. So technically, you can get 100 people that would like you. If you gotta get 100 people that like you,
you gotta do something else.
No, I do. Like, do something else. Babysit. Be a drug dealer assistant. Do something that is not, you get me? Something that doesn't need fan base.
Yeah.
You get me? So yeah. So like, that's been my dream for time is to. Okay. I really, touch wood, would like to be here. For like 10 years and just work my ass, and when it comes to stand up, I love it. Like in Dublin, I used to travel for like free gigs because I just need stage time. I just like it. I just want to be on stage, make people laugh. And for me, I used to do it to like Dublin, like to England as well. I used to travel to like England for a 5-minute spot.
Okay.
I used to go on the plane. At the age of like 22, I was my backpack. Then I fly in on a Monday after school, after school at the age of 23. Mate, you are dumb. No, that's not what happened. After college, you get me? College, I go on my backpack, airport, fly, like do a bad gig. It's a terrible gig. Like there's like 6 people there.
Okay.
I'm in there, I fly back, and then I go back to the airport and I sleep at the airport. Then I fly back the next day, and then I go to college and I'm dozing off in college. I'm like, I just need stage time. I just need to be seen, you know. So like, I would like to be here to do it because I love it. I love it. Okay, sorry. It's just like a kid at Christmas.
No, and like I definitely like. We've got that like off you in terms of, you know, that like, you know, lots of people go through life and like we've all certainly I've spent times of I don't know what I want to do, or I don't know what it is, and then like when people talk about stories like that, like, you know, traveling on a flight or going and performing in front of 6 people, like you knew that comes with like a clarity of like this is like what I want to do, and then also like I think what jumps out as you talk there is like then the match of willing to hustle for the hard work that you're going to do. And has it kind of been here over the last week where you've got to then match that hustle, high energy work rate with like doing multiple shows at multiple venues? Because I know and we'll talk about like the Dead Rabbit in a moment, but also you've done multiple shows in the space of like whatever, like less than a week.
5 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Sorry. Basically, it's okay. Just for me, right? For me, doing the hard work is no. Sorry, I said the hard work. I don't say hard work. Doing the work to me, doing the bare minimum, like is no stress for me. Like genuinely, like I'm the type of person that, if I lived here, I would be doing gigs everywhere, because I did it like in Dublin. You get me? Like in Dublin, and when I started, and it was very hard just for me to get gigs, because you're new, and again, like you say, there's like a 6 months to 3 months like waiting list. Like, so you email club saying, "Can I get a spot?" You'll be like, "Yeah, it's 6 months time," because you're new. So then, like, you're like, "How can I want to be on stage?" So for me, right, I used to go to like pure open mics for like singers, bands, like poets, no comedians. And like it's in the bar, down in the bar, like, everyone is just drinking and chatting because the guys are just going up and people are just drinking and talking. So everyone's talking about like everyone. So there I am, I'm in the back, like, yeah, I'm next. Stand up, yeah. Can I just stand up? They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, just give me, like, okay, man, like 10 minutes to go on stage. And I used to do it. And like when it comes to the bar, is all try at the start. Then in the first like 2 minutes, the conversation stops because the whole crowd are like, oh shit, he's actually good. Let's listen. You get me? And I used to do it in like Dunleary. So basically, right, I used to get a bus from like Blanche to town to like Dunleary. They stay there till like 10. Get the bus back to town. Then go get the last bus to Blanche. And at the age of 19, every Monday and Wednesday by myself. Yeah, all my friends are playing football. I have to be in town to something. And I used to do it because at that time all I needed was just like stage time, because I was like, okay, I need this band. I need something. I kept doing it. One, like, okay, so for me, right, I knew that I wanted to do stand up from the age of, okay, I'll say from the age of like 17.
Okay.
But I didn't know how to get into it because I loved stand. When I said to you that I used to come home like from school with my backpack, like in the dining room, like in the corner, down that big computer, just one computer. I was just sitting there all day, headphones. I used to watch a lot of comedy from the States.
Okay.
Every day, come home, I play my game, I watch comedy, Okay, then I go out with my friends, play football, I come back home, I'm in bed, I'm watching. I just used to just watch. And then I was like, how does someone get into it? How do people get into this? Fucking, because I was like, is there a job course interview process? Like, hey, you're gonna be a comedian? What are your skills? I can make people laugh. I have like a joke per minute. Like, I was fucking reference. I was like, is that type of shit? Like, is there a job experience for this? And basically, I got into stand up by Dare. So like
by a Dare?
Yeah, by Dare.
Okay.
So so like in my group of friends, right, and there's a guy called Sean from South Africa. Is the funniest guy I know. He can tell you a story in here and I'll be dying laughing. Everyone will be dying. People randomly will be dying laughing. Like two of us love comedy. Two of us go on together, sitting and just watch comedy together and just laugh and just watch it again and just like and you watch comedy, right? It's like you get the punchline and then you pause and you're dying laughing. You're like, wait. You go again. And everyone's like, you guys are so dumb. You're like, no, you don't understand. And we were doing that and then this officer saying the punchline back to each other, just crying at that one. Again, we just laughing, right?
Okay.
So basically, what happened about that was, so there was a guy that was doing like a show, and the guy was like, hey, because at that time, right, when it comes to the black community, right, in Dublin was like small, so like we all know each other. They all knew, they all know like two of us as like guys that were just. They'll just chat shit and just make everyone laugh. So they're like, hey guys, do you do stand up? And I was like, yeah, we'll do show. And you do, yeah, let's do it.
Love comedy, yeah.
Like, let's do it, right? And like, okay, and the old boys was like, Sean is gonna be the best. Sean, because Sean is cool, and also, okay, so like when I get nervous, right, I stutter. I guess I proper stutter, like for a job interview and like a presentation, I get super nervous. I stutter as in like, how the fuck do you do comedy? Because mate, what the you get me? So in that head I was like, okay, yeah, we'll do it. And then and then the guy give us like the dates, time. Play was like, great, okay, we're excited. And then it came to the day, and the day. Everybody like went. All of the boys went to the gig. It was a big gig, packed, right? I was at home scared because I'm like, I'm gonna stutter so bad. So I am literally getting sick. My tummy is getting like twisted. I'm going to the bathroom 6 times. I'm like, this is. And then then the whole group, my friends were texting me like, where the fuck are you? Because they're like, hey man, come on now. Sean is here and he's killing it already. He hasn't been on stage. He's in the green room and everyone's laughing. And I'm like, fucking bastard. You know, I was like, fucking hell. Why did he slip in or something? So and then there was so I put up with like a bunch of excuses, like have no money for a taxi, no for a bus. Like bus is €2. I don't have €2. I can't ask my mom. No one is home. They're like, Eva, get a taxi, we'll pay. I was like, for fuck's sake, these boys are on points. So I got a taxi, right? And then I'm going to the after lunch and I'm getting sick because okay, so I have a speech impediment. That's the real term. I'm dyslexic, so they should give me an applause for that. But thank you. So like basically right. So like for me, right, I have a speech impediment. And one is because of my mom, right? And that's a topic that I'm going to get into later on. But it's just because of my mom is that I have it, okay? Because I don't have it from like genetics or from whatever. And I got tested. They're like, nah, it's because of like trauma, because of my big fucking stuff that happened, right? So if like if I'm in a conversation like with someone, I'm perfectly fine. But then if you say to me, former, I can't.
Yeah, like into like a presenter mode
it's on the phone to, or when it comes to the bank. What is your name? I can't say I keep stuttering through my name. Where are you born? Where'd you live? And I'm like, and then I get because of my mom, because that's what he's gonna get into it, and like later on. Right? So basically, right, I came to the so I came to the gig, and everyone's in the green room. Yeah, I am in the green room. I'm chilling in the green room, and it was a weird situation because like Sean is there, and he's like, I think he's like 19 or 20, we're about 19 or 20, and like he's dressed in a onesie, blue baby onesie with like baby stuff, and he has a slug in his mouth, and he has a haircut that like he shaved everything of his hair, he shaved all his hair, and I just left like a hair there, right? And a pat down the middle, okay, like a vagina, bro, okay, and it's dyed blonde, but he's black, so he comes out ginger. And okay, Sean like is the ugliest in our group. Everyone has one in their group, right? And he looks a mess. I'm like, man, you're not doing yourself justice by this look that you're going for, right? But it's funny because everyone is dying laughing, right? And I'm like, fuck, this guy's gonna fucking rip. So basically, they said to us, okay, just do the 5 to 7. Like, okay. Like Sean goes on first, right? And then it's a big walk to the stage. It's so that the stage is due, and all my friends, like from Blanche, which not my friends, all our friends that sing on the, I remember this, on stage, on the left, I was like front row, all of us in front row, right? I'm at the back, and I'm just like, I was like, fuck. And they like, give it up for Sean, and in Pico, yeah, because South Africa, like Sean in Pico, right? And he's going down to the stage. Everyone is everybody's clapping, but they see him and they're busting laughing. I'm like, for fuck's sake, he's laughing before he gets to the fucking stage. It's not fair. He goes to the stage, he gets the mic, and he froze. He froze. Genuinely just stand there and just
Locked up.
Just nothing came out. It's like, Now it's quiet now because people are like, go on, right? Nobody's laughing, right? I am pissing myself laughing. I'm the only one that's like, yes, because that's what friends do. Okay, good, that's it, yeah. So I ran from the back, right, like to my friends in the front row, and I sat beside them, like, and I can see all my friends doing this, and I am crying, and then he literally stood on stage for 4 minutes, saying nothing, and he was like, did you guys see the piece then? Quiet. And then just like, and then he just dropped it and he just went back to the green room, right? I'm laughing, still laughing. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm like, you said nothing. You get me? You didn't say hi. You said nothing.
Well, that's happening. And I'm feeling all of the emotions. I want to laugh too, but then a part of me is like, oh my God. But then, well, that's happening. Is part of you thinking, right, great, the bar has been lowered that I can go next? Or was it a part of you like, get me the fuck out of here too?
The bar, I was like, all I have to say is hi. And I am winning. I've won, lads. If I say hi, I won this girl, you get me? So they bring me up. So I'm buzzing there because I'm like, I can just say hello, how you doing? So I go up and I go up and we just said some like bad jokes, but the crowd was like laughing and everything, right? And then we finished, and then they had a break, and like Sean is in the corner. He's literally like in a fetal position, and he's just rocking. And like everyone's coming, like all the boys and all our friends, the boys and like, it's okay, Sean, it's not bad, right? And I'm laughing to his face because I'm sorry, I ain't gonna give you no sympathy, okay? Because nobody believed in me, and I'm gonna show you. I was like, so that is how I got into comedy. That is how I got into, and then from that day, right, I just kept doing gigs. No, I kept doing gigs. So I went on and I typed in comedy clubs in Dublin, and I went to the club. Hey, can I get a spot? And they're like, oh, I got to open mic. I was like, okay. I started doing open mics and everything. And literally, I tried to drag Sean with me, like, go do it. But the problem is, Sean didn't like his voice. We all don't like we don't like listen to our voice. But like he didn't like his voice, so like he used to go on stage and try to change his voice. Okay. And try to change and like his mannerism and and genuinely, like if Sean was here saying and he was just telling us a regular story, you would cry. Sure. I have cried multiple. I'm like, please, as I said to him, Sean, just say that, and the way don't change anything. Go on stage and trust me, you will kill. And it could not get in. But that's why I got into comedy. Sorry for the long fuck. How long was that? Shit, that was 21 story. Fuck. That was one story. I'm so sorry, sir.
No way. It's so great to get that. It's so great to get that context. And obviously, even like at a young age there, and you're starting it. Like, so I suppose learning very quickly, going from sitting around watching the YouTube videos of like, this looks like so much fun, and like these people are killing it, to then getting some of, I suppose, the messiness of comedy. But then actually, I think you realize very quickly too that this is like a skill and a craft that you can refine, and that the thing here is going to be just keep doing it rather than some people may have done, just for example, like, oh, I did that show, I crushed it, that's my box ticked, and that's, I'd always said I'd do one. But it sounds like it kind of like really like was like a launch pad in terms of you moving forward. I'm sure it sounds like you got like, whether it was a full success or not, you got like the adrenaline rush, and it's something I love doing. And it just like kicked you forward.
Oh yeah, and like also when it comes to like my dyslexia, I didn't know that I had dyslexia until I was older. So in my head, right, but there I am, right, I am right in the house, right, and I'm saying to myself, okay, like most jobs, you got to write and type. I can't fucking do that. I'm fucking bad. It's probably bad. 2, as I said, is speaking. Right now, I'm speaking fine. Like, I'm in there, I'm talking to you guys like on a night, having a ball. You were like, if I tell you that, I have a speech impediment, you're like, no, it doesn't. But then, if it gets to a stage of like a job interview, genuinely a job interview, what are your hobbies? I can't even say one word, and I sweat and I get frustrated, and trust me, like I've gone upset over this multiple times. I've lost so much information because of the pressure. But if I go to a space that I feel comfortable, like now I feel comfortable, it doesn't hit me. You know what I mean? On the train, the one I was coming in, right? So I said to myself, oh, Alan, I know him, he's cool. So in my mindset, like a friend stuff, like a friendship type of stuff, if I have a girlfriend and if like two of us are talking, I do not stutter because I'm comfortable. But like, in the situation of my mom's trauma of like how it's, and I'll tell you how my stutter started. I'll tell you like later on, or sorry, not later, maybe in the next 10 minutes because we don't have enough time. But like basically, so in my head I was like, okay, like job interviews, I used to fail them because if it was a job interview for a one-on-one, I would be bad at it. But then if it was a group interview, right? I'm good because because the business idea is there, like the planning, I know all that stuff. But then if it comes from me to be like, hey guys, so this is how we do it. I just can't say it because I can't. And then I have dyslexia and the acute. What's it called? Acute. Like just for someone to say something. What's it called? Acute. You have to say. So okay. So like you have to delegate stuff to people.
Yeah.
I can't like let me go like, okay, you do this and you do this and like, this is what we need. We have to get this done because of that.
Yes.
If the group of people, I can't because I'm like the stutter we kick in and then I'm seeing, I'm tapping my hands, I'm tapping my leg. I'm like, I'm trying to breathe and I'm scared, I'm frustrated. So then I was like, but the one place, and trust me about this when I say to you, the one place that it doesn't come out is when I'm on stage. I've done gigs for 12,000 people at a festival, and so I spoke for 35 minutes, and I did not stutter once. But then if you get me in a one-on-one situation, and it was because of my mom, and I'm trying to deal with it. I'm trying to overcome it because and yeah, some people that was born with a speech impediment, like Morgan Freeman. He was born with a bad speech impediment, and look at him, he's an actor. There's like two other like actors. There is like a singer, I can't say his last. Sheeran. Yeah. But like, he was born with a speech impediment. And when it was my ex-girlfriend that was born with a speech impediment, but she can talk, she does not now. So now if she gets drunk, it comes out because like she's drunk, right? And it was bad when like two of us were dating because when two of us were like fighting and like she's drunk and I'm trying to, it was a stirring fest, baby. We had just get one conversation. We're like, oh, it's 6 o'clock. Fuck, we've been talking for 2 hours and we got one sentence out. Okay, let's go to sleep and continue this tomorrow. You get me? It was just a shit show. So I was like, we'll talk about this when you're sober, okay? You talk, I'll listen. You get me? So yeah, sorry, I go off track. I don't know.
No, take your time. It's like as I listen to you there, man. Like, so on one side of it, I feel like you finding comedy and has been quite liberating and empowering for you in terms of like your voice and getting that, like being on stage and kind of removing some of the other, in other walks of life there's been challenges that, you know, you've touched upon dyslexia, you've touched upon stuttering, and like comedy seems to have become like you found a space that really let you like be authentic and be yourself, and like we've both witnessed you talking, like you're such an incredible like storyteller, but you also have a really brilliant way in terms of, I suppose, helping people relate to different issues too. And I think that's one of the brilliant things about comedy, is helping people see maybe dyslexia from a different side, or if it's stuttering. And like you've touched upon a couple of times in terms of like your own experience as a child and how they've maybe formed your I suppose who you are is like for good and bad in terms of everything that we have to try and work through. And like, if it's okay with you, I feel like just at this point of the conversation, just to kind of maybe put some context on that, or to jump back in that to help the listener understand kind of like what it was that you were dealing with and experiencing in terms of childhood that kind of added to these issues. Because I know people will be listening who have experience of these things or don't, and will learn from it. But I think it would also be important to jump back and have the conversation as to kind of root cause and what those issues were.
Yeah. So basically, right, I come from a family of me and my mom and my sisters. Like, I have Frankie and she's my half sister. Is that correct? Because half sister is the exact same mom, right? But like different dads. Mm-hmm. Okay, because when I say to people, it's my stepsister. They're like, oh, I was like, no, but different. They're like, no, it's a half. So now I know it's a half sister. And so I say, Frankie is my half sister, and Susan is like my. So sorry, they are all my sisters, but I'm just trying to make sure everyone knows the situation that's going on. So Frankie was sent to Spain, and she dealt with like so much stuff from my mom. Like my mom, she dealt with so much like war stuff, like from me and Susan, like dealt with our mom. But like my mom stuff was okay. So like growing up in Nigeria was tough. Like in the sense of so when it comes to my mom, right, like she was a hard worker. Like she was, so that's one that I gave her was she was working so many jobs, getting stuff from like nothing, right? So like she had nothing. Like she had nothing growing up, like in her huts. You know, now when you see them ads, please donate money for African kids. Yeah, it's them and my mom. She like so she's below that. She's like below the donation bracket. You get me? So she's proper in it. It's not gonna laugh. You get me? You get me? So basically, right, it was her. So it was her and my granddad and her two sisters and my mom's brother in the house, right? So like they were very poor, and all she had was like one pair of clothes. So at night, all she used to wash like the clothes at night. She just put on the line. In Nigeria, because it's warm, put on the line at night. Or then in the morning, like she wears it, and like kids used to laugh at her because like you live in a village, in a small village, like in a clay walls, like leaves on trees, that type of shit. So basically, she just worked, and like. And like back then, right, all this sort of stuff about like you're a witch, you're a demon, it's still prevalent. It's prevalent in the culture. So like for her, right, and she grew up in that environment. So like for her, right, and she had Frankie, Susan, me, but then one like but then when it came to in Nigeria, she had so much businesses and jobs that they was like so constant, therefore to be like working busy. So like, but then in the household it was still you're a witch, used to beat us up, like properly beat us up. You're a demon. No, I'm not a demon. You're no, you bitch. Okay, I'm a demon because I want the beating to stop. I'm fucking demon. You get me? Okay. So it was fucking. So then we all moved from Nigeria to Ireland, and now she has so much free time because in Nigeria she had so much businesses. So like, she used to wake up at 6 and then she'd come home at 10. Mm-hmm. You get me? Monday. So
she was literally just out of the house for large spells at the time.
And also because she had because she has to go to the bank and she has to go to this meeting. She has to buy this product, send to this place because in Nigeria all we had was a restaurant and a showroom that made chairs and couches and beds, like fancy stuff, like from scratch. So like you come in and so basically right, you come into her and you sit down and there's a bunch of brochures and you say, I want this one, but I want this one to like change this one. I was like, okay, cool, this is the fee. And she goes, that she buys all the stuff, that she tells like men that were in there like working for her, and like they make it from scratch. So like for her, she was the first female in Benin City to have a showroom like that because that was a male like business, but that was a male like dominant business, and like she was the first woman to have, and like we're like, what? We're like, yeah, Mary, like she was and like she was on the papers just for that because she busted her ass. So like we had restaurant, we had that, we had clothes shop, we had like shops that was being rented out, we had like lands. So like she worked, she was getting everything. She was a fucking beast. But then when it comes to the dark side of it was like the old like demon, witches, schizophrenia, paranoia. I didn't know this like back then.
Yeah,
because in Nigeria,
you're a child.
We don't have okay. Like in Nigeria, they don't have like mental health. Like it's not a thing. You get me? The paranoia is not a thing. Bipolar is not a thing. Schizophrenia, all that stuff is not a thing. You get me? Like, it's all about you have that. Let's go to church and pray. Let's do this and pray. So like I was raised in church. I've been like my mom was like, here's a way to take me to church and they pray for me, and I'm like, I've been here for hours, like, and they're like, and literally there are people who saying pray for you, saying you're a witch, and she's and you're just there, and like back then, there I was in that cycle. You get me? Now, once my speech impediment started was, if you have a child, right, when it comes to a child's brain, like takes a while like to form. So like basically, right, if you're talking to a child, like a small kid, I say, hey, what's going on with you, right? So basically, when it comes to the kid, we'll be like, I went to the shop. I said I went, and literally, right, like they say it again, and they're like and I went and literally, right, as a parent, like, do not interrupt the child. Just sit and just let them finish. Because literally, right, that's their brain, like trying to form like conversations, how conversation works, right? But growing up, I was young. I said, what happened? I went and I used to smack in the face. Like not like a hit, like smack. Come on. And I'm like, and boom, and then I'm crying, I'm trying to hide myself. So and boom, I'm crying, please, so just come, boom, boom, and I had that, and like that's just like that was just like every time that she asked me stuff, and like I'm just and I'm trying to think as well to conversation, right? So then it gets to the stage that if she asks me stuff, I take like a deep breath and I try to say,
like form an answer or form a...
And I run out of breath, and I'm literally, and he gets to the stage when she says to me, Emman, come here, my heart start beating. But this is the reason when in a job interview, ask me, what's your name? What do you do? Yeah. My heart start beating, sweating.
It's like triggering.
I start, and I can't, and like I go, my name is... And I just boom, and like I had that for so many years. I just knew about mental health and story stuff at the age of 28, the same age I found about the dyslexia and all that stuff. That's when I found that out. So on that way, I was going through that, right? So then we came to Dublin, Ireland. And there's so much stuff that's going back there with like me and my sister, my mom. She's like she's calling like us witches. It was a demon. She's beating us. She's pouring the dry pepper on us and beating the shit out of us. Jeez. Because like she has like a nightmares, literally, so she has like a bad dream, like a nightmare. She blames me and my sister. That like we are the ones that have done that to her. So genuinely, as a kid, okay. So as a kid, right? Just for me, sorry. So I don't know about. Sorry. So I'm getting flustered now because I'm thinking.
Take a breath.
So I don't know about my sister, but for me, right? As a kid, I used to be scared to sleep. So like genuine, right? I used to go to my room. So this is how crazy it was, right? We used to pray every night. We used to pray when we wake up, pray every night, pray before we leave the house, pray before we eat. But every night, we used to pray. And most nights, literally, I would say 5 out of the 7 nights in a week, we used to pray overnight from 12 o'clock at night to maybe 4 in the morning.
Okay.
as children.
So you're being like, yeah, you're not sleeping, basically.
You're not sleeping.
Yeah.
And then literally right. And after that, we have to go to sleep and we have to be up for school or for church or for stuff like that. So we finish praying and normally we sing, we read the Bible, we go on our knees, we pray, and then we'll pray out loud. And like the prayer that like she was saying was and now that I'm talking about this, it was quite crazy because sometimes in prayer she used to say, Lord Jesus, please take care of the family. Now, if anyone in the family that is trying to like stop my blessings, please condemn them and kill them.
Oh wow.
If anyone is trying to stop my blessings, even like if it's my children, condemn them and kill them. And I'm a kid. I'm a baby. and I'm here on this year. My sister's on this year. I'm 12 of us out on our knees, just be like, we've prayed for. Jesus must be tired because we're praying for hours now. Jesus needs a break. You get me? Because I need a break, and I'm the one doing.
I do too.
And I'm the one doing the praying.
Yeah.
Jesus was like, okay, guys, can we done? You get me? So because at that time, so then we finish the prayer, and afterwards, right, I'll go to my room. And I'll go to the edge because I used to have a big bed because generally, I came from a good, like well-off, like family, right? I used to get like a lot of money to school for food. I used to get 50 naira, and that's like 50 euros or $50 every day for lunch. So I used to buy lunch for myself and buy lunch for everyone. I have change left over, and I know that tomorrow I'm getting another 50 euros. I used to get driven to school. You get me? So I had like a good enough like no, it's not. Oh yeah, I was because I said to you that for right because that she worked so hard that like we had so much stuff. But then in the household, it's fucking pain. Yeah. So I used to be in the corner of my bed. I used to go in my bed in the corner, and I used to try stay awake. I used to try stay awake because I was scared to sleep because if I slept, and if she had a nightmare. I know I'm getting fucking woken up with fucking okay. I probably say belt. No, it wasn't belt. I wish it was belt.
Okay.
I wish it was wooden spoons. It was switch. Do you know switch? Okay, so in like Nigeria, right? Like the farmers, they all have a switch. Yeah, they use for like just to hold like
for cows, yeah.
Like and it's that thick and it goes very thin and it's done by animal skin and that's what I used to go fucking woken up to, and it did fucking hurt. And I used to get, I was like, you witch, that nightmare was you come to the gym. No, it's not. Cover smack, man. I have scars on fucking. It gets to this stage when like you've been beaten up for 40 minutes, an hour, that you're like, fine, it was me, and you're crying like, okay, I'm sorry, blah. She's doing all that shit, and she's like, okay. She's like, okay, pray, and you pray, and then she comes back, she's like, you see, you gotta stop being a witch, and you're like, okay, I'll stop being a witch. I know a witch, I didn't care. I just wanted to stop. So wait, no, there's more. I'll tell you something else, okay? I have tried to like commit suicide 4 times. So like the first time that I did, I think I was the age of 5. And the reason I did that is the reason I tried to was because of my mom. Because every time mom had, because in the household it was just me and my sister and my mom. Right? I was the only man. So every time my mom had a sexual dream, she said that it was me that was turning myself into a demon to have sex with her. I tried to kill myself with that because I cried. And first she said it was me, but then she comes in with a switch and she's saying to you that you're trying to have sex with me. I'm like, what the fuck is sex? Yeah. And she's beating you with a fucking twitch and saying you're trying to, and then you get me? The second time I tried to kill myself was that she accused me and my sister of having sex with each other. Like, what am I doing here? Yeah. But hey, because at the end of the day, still loved it. I used to be in the house. If I see my mom crying, I was the type of kid that, like, if I see my mom crying, because my sister was a bit like bit more stronger than me. If I'm in there, like from the stuff that was going on, even the beating and all that shit, right? If I'm sitting here and like, if I see my mom crying, I cry. And I go, and I remember this, because I've done it so many times. I remember her in the kitchen sometimes. She'd be there crying over something. I don't know what happened to the family, whatever. And there I am, I'm a young boy, and I come in with my little shorts, and I sit beside her, and I'm crying. I'm like, don't worry, everything will be okay. Stop crying, everything will be okay. And I remember that I've done that multiple times. Because at the end of the day, that's the type of person I am. This is why, like, if I have a girl, if I see a girl crying, I don't like seeing girls cry. Because it hurts me. I'm like, please stop crying. And sometimes girls cry. Not even girls. For me, men, basically, girls cry if they are happy. And even if I see them cry because they're happy, I still am like, cry. Because I'm just like, why are you crying for? Why are you going to cry? Okay, I'll take it back to the shop then. Why are you crying? You get me? So sorry. Go on.
No, like, I suppose, like, first of all, I just want to like say like thank you for sharing that.
Oh, that's light. If I told you more, bro.
No, I know.
That was a therapy, and like she cried before the church. I was like, I'm sorry, but I can't be like your therapist no more. But how the fuck I'm used to being alive? I was like, I had dick jokes.
Like, I honestly, like, you know, like my head's obviously like spinning listening to you, like, and it's like, I think first and foremost to say, like, obviously, like at that time, a lot of what you're describing, like, you're just a child, so like, it's like, obviously it's abuse, and it's traumatic, I'm sure, but like ultimately, like, you don't really know at that point, because like you're just fucking child, just fucking, you know, going to school and trying to fucking do shit. Like, I suppose, like, when does it kind of happen where you're able to start kind of looking back on that with a bit of perspective and kind of actually understanding yourself that, okay, like, this wasn't normal, this was abuse, and that this was like traumatic? And I'm sure there's layers of, you mentioned, like, obviously you're having your own suicidal thoughts and feelings then, because this shit's been beaten so hard into you, both mentally and physically, that, like, you know, like, that this stuff wasn't your fault, and then you have to, I suppose, get to a point yourself where you try and unpack it and kind of take it back out of you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I get it. No, genuinely, right. So I was going through all that, right, and then I was trying to go to school and all the college and all that type of shit, and then I went to like college. I was 19. I started going to college, and I started sleeping like in my car that she bought me. That's why I that's what I keep saying that. And now it makes sense because she used to buy stuff for me and my sister because she had the money. So we came to my first car, and she bought it for me. And she paid for the insurance. You get me? And my insurance was $7,000 a year. Because I was driving at the age of 17.
Yeah, like a teenage boy.
And the car was like $3,000, but the insurance, but she was like, I'll pay because she had the money. But it was like she used to buy stuff, she used to control stuff. So for me, and I feel like for me, and I see I have that, and I'd like to take gifts of people, presents of people. Like now I'm trying to like break that cycle, and it took me like literally 2 years for me to be like, okay, I was like, okay, thank you for that, but in my head I'm like, you get me, because of buy stuff, whatever. So at the age of 17, let's just got me a car. I was going to school, I was going to college, but then because now, like, she has so much free time because in Nigeria, this is okay. So I said she has free time because in Nigeria, right? So if you have a business, right, and if you say to yourself, I would like to start a business from scratch, unless you're selling fruits. So you go to the wholesale, you buy your fruits, then you go to town and just in the streets, boom, selling fruits. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, when it comes to like government doesn't come to you yet, the people don't come to you yet. Now, it's now like if government starts saying that, wait a minute, so there's a big ass line for that fruit shop. We're gonna go in and see, like, they have their tax, they have the stuff. So once you start getting like big, then the government are like, okay, tax, blah, blah, blah. But in Dublin, it's different. No, Dublin, in Ireland, it's different. You have to have all your paperwork before you start. And she can't like do all that properly because like she didn't go to school. So like she taught herself how to read. Like she taught herself how to read by the Bible. One, because like them ministers that like go to like them poor countries and they have the Bible, you know, about God and stuff, right? So like they gave her a Bible one time. So there's a church. She went to a church. She sat there. She opened the Bible. They said, "Well, open this chapter, whatever." So she said, "What's chapter?" She's like, "That chapter." They open it for her. She's in there, and then she's looking at it. Then the pastor is saying, "And the Lord," and then she's literally following the words. She's like, "Okay, there, so that's there, TH there." So like they say it again, "Oh, that's a there, TH, that's okay, that is there. I know that is there." So next time reading, "The Lord," okay, Lord is coming, is 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 this. And she literally used to go to church and she taught herself how to read. So like she can do that, you get me? But then in Ireland, go do the paperwork and all that stuff. So that's so much, and that's so much for her. And she was like, "You know what? I want to put like a Nigerian restaurant. I want to put a shop. I want to do this." But then the paperwork, give so much paper, and she's like, "I don't know." And then she has so much free time. So now she has free time. Them bipolar, schizophrenia, all this stuff is because so then the brain is whatever because every day she's saying, "This person's trying to kill me, you're trying to kill me." So now you're home and you're thinking that makes it so much, that makes it exacerbate more. You get me? Boom, another big word. Killing it, baby. Okay.
So like when you moved to Ireland and like her mental illness and her mental state like deteriorated even more because the structure was gone.
Yes.
So then obviously like as a child and that was in your teenage years, did your life get like worse again in terms of
it got probably worse for me and my sister. We got worse, but the problem is when it comes to me is like in the house, I would deal with my problems. But like if I leave the house, okay, not even leave the house, but if I'm working myself, I'm thinking about my problems. But then if I see someone, I'm just, "Hey, what's up?" I'm happy, I'm smiley, because I don't like a lot of people like to be sad like around me. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter like if I'm going through hell back home. Like when I'm in school, if I'm in a basketball court with friends, whatever.
You were able to like be present in those environments, and
like generally, like, I'm the most liveliest, the most funniest person ever. But then when I go home, I'm working. I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna be fucking enjoyable."
Yeah.
I go right, and I was doing it right for a while. And like literally in like third year, I remember this right. Like Gavin O'Brien was my best friend in school, and he was a mentor, mentor in school, like troublemaker.
Yeah.
But he loved me because I was just fucking like, you get me. I'm like, okay, so cool mind. So I was in cool mind, right? Cool mind school, secondary school, and from first year, everyone from sixth year, like the first year, they knew me by name, and they used to buzz off me. Okay, so like by the time I got to sixth year, everyone from sixth year to first year, they knew me. That's Emman Idama. You know what I mean? So I like Gav, me and him used to vibe, right? And like when it came to like night before, I go through hell to do my mom. I go fucking beating around. My sister got beaten around. She accused her of something. She was like, "You slam my heads on walls. You're trying to kill me. Don't worry. The one day I'm gonna leave you guys alone. You guys are gonna suffer. You have a moment." Just stuff like that.
Yeah.
She accused me of having. So for her, right, it made sense now. For her, like if I had a friend, like she called him evil. I'll say this right. So my mom accused me of everything that you can ever think of. Everything that you're saying there, like saying to yourself, did she? She fucking did.
She did.
She's accused me of having sex with my best friend when I was younger. She accused me of having sex with babies. Accused me of everything you can think of. She said I've done it. And I have. And when you're hearing that as a kid, your mind is not in set. You just don't know how to behave. You just go, right? But then I keep it from, and like when it came to like night before, I got beaten on some. I don't know what I did, but like trust me, it did not warrant the excessiveness of beating. Okay, like the beating that I got was no warrant. I simply took enough beating for like 27. You get me? So the next day, I remember that I was taking a shower and it was like you get beaten up so bad that you can't move freely because everything hurts. Everything hurts. Like you just sit on a chair, you can't really, if you're getting up, you can't really, because everything is your fucking pain. And I had my backpack was sore because the shoulders. I go like, fuck it. So I'm walking to school, right? I'm walking to school, and I saw Gav. I was like, "Hey man, how are you?" I was like, "Good." But then he knew something was wrong because on this day, like the beating and the stuff she was saying was so much. I didn't have like enough time to like, okay,
to gather out, to process it.
Act normal and be off happy. I could not because he happened from the night till I take a shower for school. And for me, I was praying for school. I was praying to go to school. And normally, right, it takes me 20 minutes just for me to walk from my house to school. But that day, right, I left the house around 6 just to get out of the house. Left the house around 6 just to get out of the house. Left, just walked around. I'm in there with my backpack. I'm walking, and I'm walking around because like school's not open there, so I'm just walking around Blanche for a bit. Then I was like, you know what? I'm time to go to school. I'm walking to school, and I say, Gav. He's like, hey, you know, he was talking. I'm quiet. He's like, what the fuck is going on with him? I was just talking. No. Okay, so he's not quiet, but it's not the way I am. Because normally when you met me in school, I was a happy, smiley. Hey, what's up? How are you? Hey, good morning. Everyone gets a high five, chat, and whatever, right? So like maths class. I remember this maths class. So I'm sitting down. It was double maths. I remember this double maths, like to a teacher that we were scared of. On a Wednesday, I remember like double maths on a Wednesday. I'm in there, I'm sitting in the back, and like the two of us are pure messes. So in class, we used to we were weapons together, just bad human beings together. But now, like at least trying to be like where we are, and I am not engaged because my mind is still hasn't. Like I'm in a different moment. Then it was break. So a break, and everyone left the class to go get a drink or whatever. So like I left, and then so I just left. I just got up and left. So he was sitting down, and he got up. He was like walking on me. He's like, Emman, what's wrong? And I just bust out crying.
Okay.
He's like, I'm just like, okay, wait. We have a career. We have a like so in our school in Kumai, we had somebody
like a guidance counselor.
Yes, guidance counselor.
Yeah.
I went to guidance counselor. I told him stuff. It was like, oh, okay. He's like, Emman, don't worry about class. Just chill with me all day.
Sure.
Just chill with him. Now he called like social services.
Okay.
But back then, I didn't know it was social services. I didn't know. So whatever happened. So there was a day. My mom said to me, Emman, the two of us have to go to a meeting. And I was like, Emman, don't tell them anything, okay? Because they're just white people. It's just me and your sister. They're gonna take us away. And she was right. It was just me. It was me, my mom, my sister. I don't know what's going on. I'm a kid, and I'm like, if I say what's going on, and again, I'm the type of person that like, I do my shit personally. It's like, Emman, these white people, you can't trust them. And I was like, okay. So we got to the place. So I was went in, then they told me to sit outside. They brought me inside, and the lady, lovely lady, how are you? I'm like, I'm good. He's like, oh, so you got very smile. I was like, yeah, I just like to smile. I don't know why, but like I smile. And then, how did she ask me about home? Everything okay at home? And I said yes. I said no. She said, oh, everything's okay. Is your mom okay? Yeah. Is everything okay? No. Because I'm protecting. I don't want the family to be separate.
Yeah.
So. They're like, okay, cool. And I did that a few more times, and I just did not say nothing. And then just stopped. And then went back to the same shit. And then at the age of 19, no, not 19, 19, right? I told you I got a car. So fast forward. Sorry, I had to tell you that story. Right? I didn't remember that. School and deal of college. There's so much stuff that's happened in the life, but like it's more crazy, sad, depressing shit. But then at the age of 19, I got a car. So I'm driving like to college, but I can't focus on college because I have dyslexia. I don't know what dyslexia. You get me? So the exams, I'm in class, and if someone is talking and showing me, I can get it in, but to put it into words that
can't absorb it that way.
Sound dumb. I can't do because of dyslexia. But if you ask me, Emman, you do this, you do that, you do that. But you say to me, I can't like spell. Like for example, in biology, there's big words that you have to spell. Like, if you say to me, Emman, what do you have to do just to make this, whatever, I'd be like, you take that, put that into that. But if you say write it down, the words, there's like 13 letters in one word. What the fuck? And you get me? So I was struggling. So in college, I did not want to go home because, like, if I go home, Tracy out of my room, when I go to my room, because now she's at home by herself, because, like, Susan left. Like, Susan came to the house one day. She came to the house one day. She said to me, Emman, I'm sorry. She cried and said, I can't be here. I can't. So she left. So now me and my mom, and I still love my mom. I still love her. So in the house, I'll come to the house and she'll be saying all this stuff. He's a demon. Blah, blah. I'm like, okay. I was like, please don't tell me. Okay, yes, I just want to sit here and watch TV.
Yeah.
And you sit there, and she's that. She's saying the most horrible everybody, people you care about.
Yeah, just unrelenting.
And it's just non-stop.
Yeah.
And it's bad. And I just sit down and just shut up. Just shut. Like I'll be there, but not there. And now that's what happens to me, and that's bad. Like to girlfriends, if I'm dating someone, like if I have a girl that I'm dating, like I have a girl I'm dating. So if it comes to my girlfriend right now, let's say I have a girlfriend. I have a girlfriend, and the two of us are having a fight. And I'm like, no, it's not okay. Look, let's say like something happens, and she's like, says to me, hey dude, D-man, why would you do the blah blah? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do this? Why would you do this? Right? So I'm there, but I'm not there.
Like a shutter comes down or your shield comes up.
Everything,
kinda,
yeah. So I'll be sitting there. I should be talking. I might be sitting there. I'll be looking at there, and I'm so concentrated on this. I don't know what's going on by me, but I can hear people talking. I can hear her talking. I can know she's talking, but it's not. And like, that's because of like the word I bring in the situation of when someone is attacked. Like,
for sure, it's like a self-defense mechanism, or
and genuinely, but that is fucking bad if you're in a relationship. It's really bad because at the end of the day, you got to talk. But for me, like, at that moment, I can't talk. But then if you give me like a wow, that would, because when I go to a wow, I can think about my pros. I can think about man, tell me, what did this happen? What did you do? How did you make it feel? Okay, and then I can be able to like try and talk about that. Because there, if you're doing the old shouting, the old like stuff, like from not even a shout, just a conversation stuff. The old stuff when my mom comes up, when like she says to you, what'd you do this? And you're like, and you talk.
Bang, yeah.
So then like the stutter, one like the stutter, because I can't, you get me, like, even if I have like stuff to say, like the stutter takes over, and then I get frustrated because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna, and I'm getting angry. I'm like slamming because I'm like, I know what I'm gonna fucking say, but I fucking can't say. So that makes me shut. So and then when she's saying all this stuff, or like she's saying yo fucking did that, it goes off and just shuts. You get me?
I totally do, and like I think, like as I listen to you there, man, and like I do want to repeat, like, cause I know you don't need me to say this, but like how traumatic and mental and like off the wall fucking crazy some of this shit is that you're talking about, like, and for you having like lived through that and survived that, and to be here talking about it today, like it's so inspiring, and I think like it's such an incredibly powerful conversation. And I think one of the things I'm curious about is, because I know I can listen, like from when you that like the abuse you've suffered, I'd imagine we could talk for fucking 10 hours or 10 days, and I'm genuinely like, does like my like I've it's sad, and like it's just shit, and I think one of the things I'd like to kind of talk to you about is like having you so honestly and comfortably share that with us, like I suppose what it's been like for you to maybe be on the, I suppose not coming out the other side of that, but I feel like as we talk to you today and haven't seen you in action over the last week or so, like coming out of your shell and kind of discovering yourself and owning yourself and your voice and your story, like what's the journey been like to kind of be able to look back on that, to be like, that shit was fucking crazy, it's happened, it's part of me, and always will be, I'd imagine, but then trying to do the work to get out the other side of it and to live again and to be able to be, I suppose, live life more on your terms and create the life that you want for yourself, if that makes sense.
Yeah, as I said, like, okay, so for me, the first time that I spoke to like somebody to do with my stuff was at the age of 27 or 28, like to my therapist. And I told my parent, and that was the first person that I told ever what is about. Like, friends did not know. Me and my sister did not know the stuff that was going on because we were Nigerian, so we didn't know. So we just knew that like mom was whatever. Like mom is mean, mom is blah, but we didn't know what it was. So she wasn't to this. So the therapist was the first person I told, and then afterwards, I went to see a female therapist. But still, right, and I was scared to tell like my friends. I was not scared. I was ashamed to tell my friends, but I could tell like a random stranger.
Yeah, if there was like a disconnect from...
Yeah, I could tell, and literally, right, that was true because I went to therapy. I told therapist a few times. Then afterwards, I kept going to see like therapists and all that type of stuff. And every time I went, I cried, and I hate crying, but like, I was just like, I fucking don't want to do this because for me, I'm like, I don't, because I always have to be like the fun guy in the room. So, like that week, I was, and I was doing like an acting job, and I told like the guy that was like on the road with me like a bit of like the story, and that was this non-therapy person that I've ever told, and my friends, I could still not tell my friends, and my best friend, I still could not tell him. And this guy would, I remember, right, I did on 19, so I left the house because I couldn't stay in the house, so yeah, I was sleeping in the car. So I used to go to my friend. I used to join my friends, of course. And again, I didn't tell my friends. So I used to go to my friend's house. Hey, sleep in your house, and then I take a shower in the house. Then I go back in the car. I go home. I change my clothes, and then at night I drive my car because I used to stay in the house for so. The mom was like, "What is here for like 7-8 days? What the fuck is going on?" And I'm like, "Oh shit, I have to leave." Then I get in the car. Then I have blankets in the car. So then I drive around Blanche to a nice area, Then I go in the car. Then I get a blanket all over me, and I go to the back seat, then I rewind the seats to the very back, I go to the black seat, and I sleep. And then at 6 o'clock, I have a big bottle of water, I put toothpaste, I open the door, I wash, and then I close back up, then I drive, then I go to class.
Okay.
And then I finish class, I go to the library. But I'm struggling in college because I go to the library, I finish the library, so I go to the house, then I pack, like far from the house, then I wait just to see like she's left the house because if a car is there, she's not there. So then if I see a car is there, then I go to the house, and I take shower and I leave again. I'm sure that's I literally he got to the stage. And then just for to get a job was hard because I was bad at interviews. Because like, if I'm in an interview, I have the personality, I can do customer service, but the process and this was that like I don't feel that doing a job interview is a way. I know it's a formal way to get to know the person, but don't judge someone on the job interview. But it should be like a trial of like, because for example, right, so in Cinewood, I said to you, I broke all of the rules in there, but they did not want to fire me because of one thing. They were like, he works hard, he do customer service on point. If it's busy, he will fucking work. He would work. If the customer likes him, he can talk to customers, any customer, doesn't matter they're introverts, he can get them to whatever. So for so long, but they could not fire me. No, it's not like they could not. Like they did not want to fire me. But even when the popcorn situation happened, that was like the story. They were like, Emman, they just say you're sorry. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, I want to be fired because I was like, I don't want to be here anymore because I knew they were gonna keep me on. So I was doing all that, right? I was doing all that. I couldn't get a job, whatever. And then I was saying to myself, okay, man, you need to. Then like I had to pay for the insurance because I stopped talking because she used to be like, oh, the insurance, don't worry, I'm not paying insurance no more. She stopped to control you. Even I'll buy your house, but I don't want because that if you buy my house, I'm fucked. You get me? So then I have a car with no insurance, everything. So then and now I'm homeless. And at that time. I just drove the car till I run it because I couldn't repair the car, I couldn't do everything.
Yeah.
And then I can't get a job because I can't do an interview process. So I can't get like a real decent job. I can do an interview process. And also, I can't go on the dole because I don't know what the dole is. I'm Irish. I can get on the dole, fill out a form. But I didn't even know that the dole existed. So when people say, oh, no, coming over to take the dole, so it's not everyone, because I didn't know what the dole is. I didn't know what a rent supplement was. I didn't know what the benefit like from that. I didn't know that shit. So got to the stage that I was homeless. Genuinely, I was homeless, but I could not tell my friends I was homeless. So what I used to do, right? So like a bunch of my friends back then, as I say now, they're all DJs. So what I used to do is, I used to be when it comes to during the day, I'm fine. Then at night time, the DJ in the club, hey, DJ in the club, yeah, come over. I come hang with them, and then the club is finishing at 3 o'clock. Then they're like, oh, guys, let's get food. And we get food like in a place, and we eat, and we chat, we laugh, we chat. Around 5 o'clock, like, okay, guys, around 4 o'clock, like, hey, guys, we're going home. Yo, do you want to lift? No, I want to lift. I live in town. They go, I'm in there with my backpack with clothes and towels and maybe two brushes, and then I'm walking around town. But I go to a McDonald's, and I stay there till like 9, and I wake up and I'm like, okay, gotta find a way to see where I'm gonna clean myself up, shower and all that type of shit. And I do it, so I do that again and again and again and again. Then I was homeless for 2 months. Thank God I was homeless in the summertime, because in the winter time in Dublin I would have been dead, because I go to the summertime I was like, yo, thank the Lord, you know what I mean? Because it was cold, but it was still not as cold as it was. Sorry, I think we're going over shit, my bad. Anyway, how I got over that, sorry, I'm going off, sorry, I'm fine.
I suppose
this will go for a long time. But how I got into it was, when I went to my therapist, right, so they said to me, like, Emman, you need to cut your mom out of your life.
Yeah. What was it like to hear that in that moment, and like how did that feel to hear that said to you? I think literally, right, there was a relief, because I remember the first time that I went to the house to go get clothes, and she was in there chatting. I think I was 19, chatting, whatever, right? And then she was hitting me, right? And I went to the kitchen and she was beating me. And I went to the kitchen and I took a knife, and I think that was a straw. I took a knife and I said to her, you gotta stop. I'm not coming back, but right now, I'm about to leave. And yeah, I'm saying this, I'm crying because I'm like, if she puts her hands on me again, I'm not coming back again. Okay, I'm gonna leave, and you will not hear from me. Please don't text me. Please don't do anything. Now, if I'm leaving, don't put your hands on me. Because if you touch me when I'm leaving, don't worry, I'm not going to touch your food, I'm not going to touch your clothes, you can have the clothes, because I can't do this no more. Yeah, I can't take it anymore. And then I walked with the knife, I got to the door, I dropped the knife, bawling, eyes crying, bawling, had my backpack with just the clothes I already had, I just kept walking. But at that time, I only had a few bit of money left, and I'm walking, I'm crying, I'm walking, I had no money, I didn't know about those, so I literally did jobs you won't believe. I worked for a strip club, for a gangster in Dublin. I worked in a strip club. I held signs on the street for a strip club. Come to strip club to I was in there paying cash in hand because I didn't know the system. Sure. I'm Irish, but I don't know the system. No, that's what it's, and it sounds like sorry, go ahead if you want. No, so like from there I just whatever. But there's more stuff, but that's how I got into it. No, like I suppose the thing I wanted to say to them was like, obviously, like, as you try and disconnect and break away from that like toxic culture and environment, then obviously you slip in and find then no support system, no family, no friends to navigate, and that's obviously a very like isolating and lonely experience. And I suppose one of the questions I was going to ask, and maybe I don't know if you want to ask a question or follow up on it, but how were you able to kind of, so that moment you described there in such detail, and I can only imagine how fucking harrowing and heartbreaking and rage filled, and just they show you that little emotional spectrum, just like, oh, well, this one's all of them. How has it, like, how were you able to start putting that back together and get to a point where, you know, like, ultimately we're here today? And I think it's important, anyone listening who has, you know, experienced any type of trauma, any type of abuse, that like, it's not like you wake up one morning and say, oh, I went to see a therapist, that's all done now, I parked that, great, life is good. No. So how has it been for you as kind of like piecing that back together, Emman, and then like, you know, and I think I touched upon it earlier, but trying to like live life as you now, and to be like looking for happiness like the rest of us, without maybe that clause and that noise and that constant thing trying to pull you back into the storm or the war. Like, it was honestly a war zone at points. Like, how has that been, and like what helped you to navigate, I suppose, that breakthrough, or that kind of those steps forward away from that, if that makes sense? Genuinely, like, what helped me was, one is like therapy, and was a therapy. He helped me just say it out loud. And then when I say it out loud, I'm like, okay, cool. Two was I had to cut my mom out of my life. Genuinely, like, even till now, she finds look at my number and she texts me and I block her. Okay. And if she texts me, if I see the message, like, I don't talk to like my partner, I don't talk to my friends. I am fuming just with that. I'm fuming because it's normally, you get me. So that helps. Also, good friends around you helps. And I know that like friends are like, they have their own stuff they're dealing with, but just having people that like, because with my friends now that I grew up with, the guy called, his name is Emmanuel,
He had, so he's a DJ. He works in a pharmaceutical company during the day and DJ at night. And in our group, he has the best head on him. He doesn't do drugs. Like like a lot of my friends don't do drugs. He doesn't do drugs. He like barely drinks. Like he started drinking same time as me, but like, he doesn't really drink heavily. He doesn't do drugs. He's focused. Whatever. He's like family to me. And every now and then, right? I text him and I was like, yo, thank you. Thank you and your family. You really, I see you as my family, bro. Because one, Susan, being honest, I don't know where she is because she left and she blocked. I don't know if she's still alive. I still trying to trace her. And so Susan, I don't know where Susan is, and I haven't been back home to Nigeria. I've never been back home since I left. So I said to him, thank you. He's like, don't mention it, bro. I was like, nah. I said to him, I have said to him so many times, I would literally die for you, because like your family took me in when I was homeless. You were mad at me that, like, why did you tell me, man? The fuck is wrong with you? And I stayed in your place for 2 years because I was trying to get a job. I stayed in your place for 2 years, and you guys did not charge. You didn't tell me to pay no bills. I used everything. So your mom cooks, like, oh yeah, boys, because in his house there was him, his two brothers, and the mom should cook. Boys, let's fill in the kitchen. He didn't say Emman, part of the family. Yeah, Emman, get the car, go me. I used to take their car, family car, drive to do stuff that I wanted to drive to. So they took me in as a family.
Yeah.
And like I saw, like, from my friend's situation, what it's like to be a family. But then, for me to live in a family that's not, you're a witch or that. Obviously, we all have fights. We all have arguments. But to have this whatever, the families fight. But like two brothers used to fight. I used to fight with it. But at the end of the day, we still sat there, we still ate together. It wasn't no demon, whatever. And he helped. Trust me, you can put it on the side. Yeah, he, even to today, like he doesn't know how much he helped. Like, I've tried to call I remember that I was calling his sister once, and he drove to pick me up. And he asked me, what's wrong? And I said, oh, no, life is just, I was like, my life is hard, but... And everyone is going... He asked me, what's going on? And, like, I actually didn't tell him about the situation. I just said, life is hard, life is this, life is that. He was like, Emman, everyone is fine. I'm going through shit. But we work hard over it. You talk to me. You do this. You do that.
Wow.
And he picked me up from a bridge twice. And I was like, don't. Because at that time, we had a friend that committed suicide. And for me, this is one thing that pissed me off. When someone says, suicide is a coward's way out. It's not. Trust me. For someone that I've tried to do it 4 times, it's not. Because what says it's not a coward's way out. Because if I say to you right now, but there's a knife, they'll cut your wrist. First, the pain you're gonna get. 2, you doing that. If that's the case, let's all bang our heads onto the wall then. So for someone to be like, I'm gonna do this, it's not a coward's way out. It's like he's in their head. They've got to a stage that they've said is the only way out. I don't want to be one, because at the end of the day, we don't want to be a burden to people. And for me, I don't like to be a burden. So if you get to the stage, you're like, if I leave this situation and I'm saving them, fine. But they're going to be upset, going to be sad, but I'm saving them so much stuff. And also, I'm saving myself so much. I did pros and cons.
Yeah. No, it's like, I look as an individual, Emman, like I've been there myself in terms of, like, you know, you're like should I stay, should I go? And like when the brain goes into that realm of, I suppose, extreme like illogic, but also extreme logic.
Yeah.
And like that like equation has happened. And I think like what I just want to say kind of as I look to wrap up on this is just that, like, one is that, like, so definitely will include like helplines and the numbers for people if you are feeling like you're alone, like if you run out of options. But thing that jumps out to me today, and it's one of the reasons why I'm going to take a lot from this conversation, I think our listeners will too, is just the power and the impact of that friend you described. Like
he's Emmanuel.
Like Emmanuel, like that intervention, that showing of friendship, of love, of support, of like arm around the shoulder, like just like giving someone a safe space to land. Like that's just like, even as I say, I got half goosebumps. Like that's such a huge, powerful just act of like of human kindness and love. And like we talk about like the darker end of the spectrum, like it's often like hopelessness, despair, and like a lack of connection. And when people can help like bridge those gaps and help join up those dots, I think that story is so powerful to me. And I think it's something that all of us take away is like in terms of, you know, whether you're a father or a son, a brother or a friend, the relationship, like we're trying to deal with our own shit, and like you've described earlier, like so much shit happened to you that was out of your control, that you didn't deserve, that shouldn't have happened to you, and then but just like in terms of being able to have, you said, good people around you and people that can help put that back together. I just think that's so powerful for me, and it's like just that's just really what it's when we have these conversations. Like someone will be, you know, headphones on, but will relate to multiple parts of this in different ways, and I'm very, very grateful for that. And I suppose, I don't know if Mary Kay, if you have anything you want to kind of add in, or a question that I've missed, or just as I feel like, honestly, genuinely, I feel like we could talk for 10 hours. Like so that's why I catch a breath here. I know you've been listening, Mary Kay, as we're talking. Is there anything that you feel like is missing on your mind to kind of add in, or to help try to wrap this together?
I think the thing I think of most is kind of bringing it back to the start, is like, we introduced you're a comedian. Like,
my jokes are funny, okay?
They're very funny.
And that is the thing, right? Of kind of, we've talked about like abuse and violence and kind of all of the worst things, and especially with children, you know, that's just for kids. And so we all know that people, you know, I think we know, right? Like you see someone making people laugh or laughing or smiling, and people still have things going on in their lives, and hard things and dark things. But just how much, like, I can't say enough. We went to see your show that you headlined on Saturday, and you just, like, your energy fills the room right away. Like, it's just it's joy. Like, it's such joy. And you brought that to so many people. And I would love to hear just a little bit about kind of like, was comedy kind of like a refuge where you could let that part of yourself grow? Because this is just obviously who you are. Like you are just this joyful person, which is just like to have carried that through everything. It's just like so awesome, because you made us laugh more than I've laughed probably like all year.
The room had to stop applauding after like 2 minutes.
Yeah, like exactly. So just like, was comedy kind of where
so genuinely and like so even till now, stand-up comedy like is a place that I go to like just to calm or like just to watch comedy on my laptop. But like live, I like to say live, but I like to watch it. For example, like a few years back, right? And so my friend, like in our group, passed, and we went to the funeral, and I had no emotions. No, I'm just because for me, because of what I've been through, I can hold myself in. Hold emotions. Back then I couldn't myself. Now I cry every 2 days. Jesus Christ. So basically, like when we went to the funeral, everyone went to the pub, and everyone was in the pub talking. I just said, lads, I gotta leave at like 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock I got a taxi to a comedy club. I went to a comedy club. It's still in my clothes from funeral, and I sat in the back. Like, are you watching? Are you on? I'm like, no, I'm not on. I just went back, and I had my Coke, and I sat there and I watched the whole show. And that was your show. I was laughing. I had emotion. That was the first time, like on that day of the funeral, that I showed emotion once I was there, because to me, I do the so I do the stand up, and it helps. The stand up chair. Being honest with you, I would give anything just to have like a place to stay. It doesn't have to be a fancy place. A place to stay, like a laptop, Wi-Fi, and stand-up comedy. That's I would give. If I have a family, a child or children, whatever, a place to stay, Wi-Fi, and just comedy. And because that's something that it brings me pure happiness. It's not even like drugs. Like I don't do drugs. I barely drink. I don't travel for fun. Okay, like this is all this. I just talk about some fun, but we don't do this. Oh, let's go to like a fun like Cancun, and I don't do that. I don't care about a Ferrari. I don't care about I don't care about that shit. Just give me the bare minimum, and just give me a comedy club at gigs, and I'm happy. So for me, that saved me. When I say you don't understand how comedy, and my friend eBay, Emmanuel, that's his nickname is eBay, but his name is Emmanuel Leo. Stand-up comedy and him literally saved me from so much, and also stand-up comedy have given me so much opportunities, but then like the trauma part of like my stuttering, because I get nervous, I've then blocked it. And like when that happens, I cry because I called my sister. I was like, Mom is even now. I'm not. She's still, because being honest, I didn't get for college, right? So I didn't go to college, and I didn't get no media degree. But from stand up and from interviews I was doing with people, and RT came to me and said, "Hey, do you want to be a presenter?" And I was like, "Yeah, I would love to, because I could do an interview, I can talk." But then when they had the camera, whatever, the childhood mob came, I could not say a word. And they were like, what the fuck? We saw them at a gig and they just fucking... And I was scared to tell them that you have to be comfortable to be able to do. Because I have to be comfortable. Because if I'm comfortable, I'm cool. Yeah. If I'm comfortable, like, if you make the environment tense for me, then you get me. But that's something that I'm still dealing with. Like, I'm still going through like therapy. I'm still trying to beat that, because I know that like the speech impediment that I have because of my circumstances can be fixed. I know it can be fixed because there's proof that it's been fixed, and it's proof that it's just and literally it's just a fear. It's not that like he's because this guy that I know that he has a stutter from birth, so it was. But me, I know that once it bam, I guess so. It's the So yeah, but hey, the stand up helped. I would not give it up for anything. I would not get a 9 to 5. I'm sorry, lads. I would run your company to the ground if you fucking give me that situation, okay? So yeah. Anyway, that was... Sorry, guys, if you thought I was depressing. I didn't mean to depress it. I thought we were going to talk about some Chinese, but no, it was all about depressing shit. But thank you for having me, genuinely. Thank you.
It's absolutely been our pleasure, and I think I would like to just repeat, like, in terms of what you've just said, like, how good you are at this. Like, I want that to be very clear to the listeners in terms of how brilliant you are. And if anyone is listening in terms of just, like, find you on social media, it's Black Irish Comic.
Black Irish Comic, yeah. On social media, Instagram, everything is the same. Black Irish Comic, because I used to say like, it was my first name and my last name, and some people were like, Emman, I just spelled it, so I was like EMAN, and the last name, like, I was like, okay, Black Irish Comic. So give us a follow on social media if you're around. I will be back in the States. I'm trying to move here. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'll go back up to do my paperwork and all that type of shit. But yeah, hopefully I'll be up here doing gigs, and you see me on some whatever YouTube. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so bad at plugging myself. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, LinkedIn, OnlyFans. I'm not on OnlyFans. Yeah. Don't feel for me. If you're so black, I feel like that's not me.
We'll both be definitely keeping a close eye on you. We've loved seeing you perform. I've got to see you a couple of times over the last few days, and then I think it's only right if you want to finish up with your American Chinese takeaway food hot take. We've talked about it the other day in terms of the experience of food. A good chunk of our listeners are Irish. It's like a pretty good split between people here in America, people in Irish. So we like. Truthfully, myself and Emman had a few beers the other night, and like we got loose tongued and we were talking about things we missed from home, and I said about Chinese takeaways, and then you said we were going to try Chinese food here. And I believe you did.
I did.
Tell us about your experience.
I took a bit. It was disgusting. I feel like you guys will have like a Chinese restaurant. I don't have Chinese restaurants. Like, okay. And so I went there and I said, and I saw the menu. I was like, okay, just give me this once, because it said fried rice, Chinese, whatever. And they gave me this pasta stuff, and I was like, what the hell is? And I'm looking at them saying, why? And they're like, this is it. I was like, it's not it. I was like,
it can't be it.
Like, were you serious? Now, like the one that I gave them, right, is like the beef here is so much softer. You know,
it's like a tender beef.
I was like, okay, the beef I like, and I literally just ate the beef. I was like, I was so fuming. I was like, you guys need to go to like Dublin. I need to go to like courses on Chinese cuisine.
The heart of Chinese food.
Like the real heart of China is in Dublin, right? So learn how to make this, because this is disgusting. I was so angry. I was and I love rice, so I'm craving. Even till now, I'm craving rice, and I saw a Chinese place that's across the street from you, and I'm going in there to see if they have, because I need to have a Chinese rice before, a real Chinese rice, and then I'll judge it, because I'm fucking angry. Sorry, cousin.
That's one of my first experiences. When I first moved over, I had like that. I was like, oh, I get Chinese, and I called the place to get it delivered, and I was like, yeah, I think I did the exact same. I was like, I'll do a fried rice, because like, how wrong can it go? And then I was like, yeah, and then could I get a side of curry sauce with that? And they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, just like I'll just take like a curry sauce, and they were like, like literally like the lady was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, we don't do curry sauce like you do, because even when you guys are saying it, I think American listeners would be like, oh, you mean like an indie, like a red curry sauce?
No, don't listen, okay?
Like Irish curry is good. I enjoy it, but it's sweet. Like, it's very unique.
Very good, you mean? Unique is not a word.
What I meant to say is it's perfect.
I've got a couple of her friends to have it, and they're like, oh wow, this is great. Like even I'm like a little dealer, I'll like soft them. I'm like, here, I just got a little side of curry sauce. Dip your French fry in it. Just eat yourself in there. Look, that first one is free. Don't worry about it. Yeah. And then but then they're like, oh, it's like, can we get a chicken curry? And it's like, yeah, you want that half and half.
It's just so please, okay, if there's any if there's any business ventures that would like want to come with my plan for a business, which you as well, we have a business plan to have
this
authentic
is actually a pitch.
Chinese.
For any potential investors listening to
this podcast, let's have the authentic Chinese in New York City, because you know the one you guys have is not authentic to our standards. Okay,
that's what. Yeah, it is so funny that like what we have, it's just not the same menu at all.
Not even close.
And also, I said, like, people would think, like, the food you miss most from home is, like, a shepherd's pie. And the food you miss most, if people ask you, you're like, a Chinese takeaway.
With curry sauce.
True, okay. Like, after the other night, after we saw you playing the Dead Rabbit, like, I woke up a little hungover. I'm okay saying that. And I was like, I turned to my kid, I was like, chicken balls, rice, chips, curry sauce.
Yeah, genuinely, that is not an order here. That does not exist.
Just can't get that.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's it. Emman, thanks so much for joining us on the podcast. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Can't wait to see you again. Thank you for talking to us, and best of luck on the next chapter of the adventure.
Hey, thank you so much, man. That's it. Hey,
thank you.
You're so good.
Thanks for listening to this episode of the Real Talks podcast. The Real Talks podcast is hosted by me, Alan O'Mara, and produced by Mary Kate Boylan. Video and audio were mixed and edited by Jack Deacon at Plural Video and Design. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the Real Talks podcast on your preferred platform to keep up to date with our new weekly episodes. You can also sign up for our newsletter at www.realtalks.news. You can also follow the podcast at Hey Real Talks on Instagram and TikTok, and you can follow me there by searching at AOM the Cat. Thanks for being here, and we'll be back next week.
This episode of the Real Talks podcast is brought to you thanks to the Taylor Public House. Right on the doorstep of Madison Square Garden, the Taylor Public House is the perfect place to connect with family or friends before taking in a concert or sports event. The Taylor is known for its warm welcome, classy ambiance, and comfort food. It has 2 floors, 3 bars, and 2 private event spaces for parties and gatherings. Be sure to stop by and experience the Taylor Public House for yourself, located in the heart of Midtown Manhattan on the corner of 35th Street and 8th Avenue. Check out thetaylornyc.com for more information.
Just a quick reminder that we've partnered with Connemara Marble for a Spock Prize contest. Thanks to their support, we'll be giving away the popular Triscale pendant, an intricate silver and green Connemara marble necklace. To enter, all you have to do is subscribe to our newsletter for free at realtalks.news and follow us on Instagram at HeyRealTalks. That's it, then you'll be entered to win. We're also proud to have partnered with Irish Central this season and have loved seeing our work on their website and newsletter. Please head to irishcentral.com each week to check out their features on our episodes and much more. Thanks for listening.